Hello.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us. Today we have Melissa and Jennifer. They are processor and hybrid working in Franklin, Tennessee for Pete Zaft, our #1 producer here at Movement Mortgage. And we are so excited to ask you a few questions and get to know you a little better.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Woohoo. So you guys are in Franklin right now and you work for Pete, who is about to hit $300 million this year, which is absolutely crazy. But I want to focus on you guys today. And aside from Pete breaking records, I don't know if anyone, I've seen it on Facebook plenty of times, but I always see Jennifer saying, I hit a personal record this month and it's month after month. So I guess my question to you is, how do you do it? Pete's breaking records, but you're breaking records. So talk to us about the records you've been breaking and exactly how you stay motivated to keep up with doing that each month when he somehow breaks his records constantly.
When it's easy to do when you've got a loan officer that brings in the good business and helps you out if you need it. But loans are already, they're ready to go and they're ready to process. And we've got a really great system going on with our LOAs and our underwriters being here with us. So it's easy for me to accomplish that. And even if he throws in a 9-dayer or something like that, I'm just motivated. He motivates me because he is working just as hard as I am. So it's easy to do that. And movement has just made me grow more, especially with being a junior underwriter now. I can actually finish that in out and get it closed and to the table fast. So yeah, it's easy to make those goals when you can move it faster in the process.
So you just said that movement makes that easy for you. And I know before we talked, you mentioned that both of you guys have been in the business for at least 20 years and working together for about 18 years now. So obviously you haven't been at movement that long, only about close to a year now. I think I know Melissa, you're newer, but what does movement do to make that easier for you compared to previous companies you've been at?
There's just a lot of different teams. We have great management, but at corporate as well, as far as the condo approvals, we have people that can help us with our verbals, with our closing verbals, in the state that we're in right now with COVID, having to follow up to make sure that all of those things become seamless to where our borrowers aren't stressed out as well. So we've got management that can step in. Again, like Jen said, our LOAs, they're the front people after they talk to Pete. And I think we just kind of all make it a seamless process to where they're not stressed, even when it is a 9-day turnaround file. It seems on the front end that it's very easy, and I can't believe how easy that was. And they didn't ask me for 9 million things because we try to do those things up front. So we have great assistants and we have great managers as well.
And all the teams, like the appraisal department, the condo department, like she said, when you have all those people working and doing everything they need to do, they're asking for that stuff. So we don't have to, we can focus on getting our job done. So that's the biggest thing with movement. There's always somebody there to help you. Whatever it is, you got somebody there.
No matter what time of day it is.
Exactly. No matter what time.
There's always somebody online that can help.
Oh, I love it. Well, speaking of that seamless process, we also know that you two are known as Thelma and Louise. So please explain that to us. And when did that come about? What's the story behind Thelma and Louise?
Okay, so like we said, we've been in the industry for 20 plus years. Our paths crossed 18 years ago working for an unknown company together, and it just kind of stuck. Everything that we did, we started off in closing together. I was doing setup, she was doing closing, and then we kind of transferred over to being junior processors and then processors, and we kind of went through all the different steps together and the struggles together. But everything that we did was just that. It was together, and we would bounce things off of each other as far as
each other.
questions, knowledge of product, this, that, and the other. And we both have our own strengths. Like with her, it's the government loans. With me, it was somewhat government. Mine's more VA, the jumbos, you know, things like that, self-employed borrowers. But if she has a file that she's like, okay, help me remember this, she can ask me, and vice versa. I'm Louise, so I'm more OCD. I have.
She keeps me on track.
But we do the beach together. We do
Yes,
vacations together.
we run off together and go have fun together. And
So do you completely turn off on vacation, or do you catch yourself talking work, or no?
No.
Oh, good.
No, we're definitely a Thelma Louise. We go together and we just compliment each other tremendously. And we have a good time doing it. People love to be around us. So yeah, it's
I've only heard that from everybody. They love you guys. So I guess you guys compliment each other, but obviously since you guys have both started, Pete went from being like $170 million producer to close to 300. So how do you guys compliment him? What's it like working for him? And like, how do you get it done?
We'll split this one. Okay, so we worked with Pete for 5.5 years prior to being at Movement with him. Jen has been back here since October of last year. I just came. It took her a minute to, you know, come on over. And that was in June that I came over. If it wasn't for Pete's knowledge of the industry, his knowledge of product, and knowing that he's not going to put himself with a company that he doesn't trust, that he knows he can get his loans done in a timely manner, and that he has the support, that was kind of our deciding factor. If Pete believes in Movement, then he's done his homework, because that's the Pete way. You know, we had broken every record I think that he had ever set for himself when we worked together before. And then when he came over here, you know, Jen started off by breaking those old records. And then when I came over, it just kind of, you know, kicked it up another speed. So he's a great mentor. You know, he's very demanding, do not get me wrong. But he doesn't demand anything out of his team that he doesn't demand out of himself. It's one of those where he's only uptight because he's so passionate about what he does. Because outside of work, it is two totally separate people. It's not the same person at all. So you have to kind of keep in mind those days that he's putting his foot down on that gas, that there is a different side of Pete that's not necessarily the go. So
but there's a reason he's like that usually.
The machine has to work, and he's got all the moving parts right now, and the knowledge, like she said, I mean, that right there is just tremendous. He has taught me so much. I mean, I go to him and I say, okay, help me, school me, tell me what you're thinking, so I see that picture that you've got. And, you know, immediately he will stop what he's doing. And, you know, he explains things, and I need things to be explained to me. But just we've worked for other loan officers. So working for someone like Pete is tremendously an honor, because, you know, you're not going to be working for free. Basically, nothing's going to die on you that's our fault. You know, something's happened out of our control. But he's not going to let that happen. And if he can save it, even if a borrower's messed up and went and bought a new car, we'll see if we can get the wife to come in or something. You know, he'll figure it out. So that's the best things about working. He's here before I get in, so I know he's already going. And he just keeps that flow going and keeps us busy. I don't like idle time. Idle time's not fun for us. We don't like it. We like to be going. So when we do get a relaxed time, we do relax. But
I can't help but notice there's a painting of the beach in the background. Is this your like zen at work, like keeps you sane?
Our entire office is set up. She is the lover of sharks. I am not.
Okay.
I am all about the beach with shells. So I collect shells. All of my projects are with shells. But that's also where we vacation every single year. So she and I go. Usually we go for 3 to 4 days, especially if we can get Pete to agree to that. That's awesome.
People
Do it
come
again.
into our office to relax
They'll be like,
because it's comfortable here. We have a lot of things that, you know, we're here a lot. So we like to see the things we like, which are all the beachy things. I got all my shark things. But so it's fun, it's interesting, and people, it's a good
but
conversation.
this is behind her head because I look towards her, so that is
Oh, that makes
Happy
She's
sense.
on the other side, which is the main board with all the people's names all over it. So
Okay,
I
fair.
get to see the work side, she gets to see the pretty side.
As long as
I
it
actually
keeps you
just
guys
thought of-
happy.
Yeah, and I just thought of something that, you know, you're talking about vacation, working hard, playing hard. So I hear all the time from just talking to people in the market that Movement has a great brand, but they're also really big. But listening to you guys, it also sounds like this really small town, really close connected feel.
Very
So
much.
tell me about that. Like, tell me about, like, how would you describe it to your friends? Like, if you were to try to tell your friends to come work with us, like, would you describe Movement as this big corporate company, or is it small town? Like, what comes to your mind?
No,
Yeah.
family.
It's a very much family oriented, and it doesn't matter if one of our processors or one of our underwriters or one of our closers, when they go through a hard time at home, our family, and that's honestly what I call Movement. It's a huge family, and you might have extended family, you might have close-knit family, but they all are just an email or a ping or a phone call away, and nobody is ever too busy to help out. And it doesn't matter if it's on a personal level or if it's on your professional level. I can go to my managers and say, hey, I just need to vent for a minute. I'm having a meltdown. I can't, you know, whatever the case might be. And they're not going to look at you any different. It's not like, oh, she's ready to snap. We need to get the white coats out. It's, okay, how can I help? You know, they'll let you vent, and then it's, what do you need me to do to help you get through this? We've had sickness, you know, run through everybody to where everybody was kind of almost taking shifts working at home. Nothing got left behind. Now, I'm not going to say that it wasn't stressful not being in the office with everyone, because you can hear, hey, can you jump into this file? Can you jump into that file type thing? But I knew that everybody was just a ping away, a phone call away, an email away, and I could put everybody on it, and everybody was going to respond. They don't leave you hanging. And that is so important for the people that are sick, that are out of the office, that they know that their files are still going to get done on time.
Or as a coworker, I was out sick for a while, and I knew that my job was getting done. As hard as it was for me to say I can't work, I was too sick to work, but they took care of it. Also, on a personal level, one of the greatest things I love about Movement, and I'm a big cheerleader about it, and everybody believes in what they believe in, but Movement, when COVID happened, we couldn't go to church. So Casey Crawford freaking started a watch party for our church, and we all go to church together.
It's awesome.
And you know, now that COVID's kind of come off, you know, that's kind of dropped off a little bit, but it still got me involved with something I needed at the time. And for a company to do that, and to worship with you, and you know,
to get just as excited
and get excited about it, was just like tremendous for me. Like, I really like that just like sold me completely on Movement forever. I was
When
like,
you hear
really?
people singing the songs that were just on worship on Sunday, you'll hear them that Monday, and they'll be like, "Did you hear the new jam?" And I was like, "Yes, it was awesome."
yeah.
You know, so, and there's things like, you know, wow, that's the walk on water. You're not Jesus. Don't try to do it. You know, that type of thing. And you'll hear somebody go, wow. And they might be meaning it in the way of, like, I can't believe you just said that. And I'm sitting there thinking, you ain't Jesus, you know, and I'm just typing. You know, so it's those types of things.
Movement's not the
It's not
normal
just
form.
a mortgage
corporate.
company.
Yeah.
It's not a corporation about the zeros behind what they're closing. It's about how many families did we truly help?
Mhm.
How many families were we able to save money on a refinance? Or they got their first dream home at the age of 55. Those are the success stories.
And that's what makes our job worth it. We're all the overtime, all the times that we stayed at home, especially during COVID and not seeing each other. That's what makes it worth it. It just takes that one family to appreciate and to help. I'll do it all over again every day, all day.
But it's awesome being in the office and getting ready, you know, like elbow to elbow, and you hear the woohoo.
Yes, there's always woohoos.
The
Yeah, woohoo. We did it.
We did it.
High fives.
Woohoo. So like you say like, oh, we get the woohoos, we love being in the office. Like, what do they do in the office to like keep your morale up? I mean, I know they cater in, whenever I'm there, it's like Cracker Barrel and it's the best day ever. But like, what are the certain things you guys do in the office other than sitting behind your desk? Like, when do you guys take a break?
Nerf guns,
We have Nerf guns, you know,
Yeah.
randomly somebody will just pick up the big Nerf gun and you will not see it coming, but the bullet will come flying. You know, Pete, usually on a Friday,
We get music.
yeah, he does his throwback music, and
And it's way
blares
back. Throw way
it
back.
all the way through.
Yeah, and it's everybody feeds off of everybody. There's always a smile in the office. If you don't have a smile, somebody's going, "What's wrong?
What's wrong?
Can we help?"
Do you need to cry? I've cried to Greg Murphy before.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
everybody has. Miss Gail and Greg
Greg.
are the parents of this office. Pete goes in there, we go in there, Kevin goes in there, the LOAs go in there. I mean, it's just, they're the parents of the office, and it's like, can I come in for a second?
When we're sick, they're calling to check on us, sending us things at home. When I was sick, I mean, I had so much love. It was, I mean, everybody.
I worked out of their camper
Yeah,
when we were waiting for my Rona results to come back.
she didn't have Wi-Fi at her house at that time
At all.
because she lived so far
Way
out.
in
Because
the
you know we're out here in Nashville, some of us, and they let her work out of their camper.
And set up the Wi-Fi out in the camper, air conditioned, brought my computers, my dual screens, the whole 9 yards.
Love it.
Brought you snacks?
Yeah, I said, can I just stay working
Yeah, can I live here?
Thelma just come over here and we can just process from here because this is awesome.
They keep our refrigerator stocked. We have snacks. We have drinks. I mean, it's a family.
We
here.
do costumes at Halloween.
You've seen the
Christmas
pictures.
trees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you
we
know.
just ordered our Christmas tree. Get ready to see.
I love Christmas in John's office every year.
Yeah,
I love it.
Awesome. Well, I mean, that's awesome. I'm so happy. You guys are so happy. I'm going to wrap this up though with one last question. And I didn't prep you for this one. If you could have told yourself one thing when you first started in the business that you wish you would have known now, what would it have been?
Stay with Pete Zaft.
Never leave.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm
What
going
would
to
you
say, don't stress because there's always somebody else that you can ask. Just, it doesn't hurt to ask for help. That is the biggest thing. That was a better, especially with
No,
me.
Jennifer, yours is pretty good too.
That was pretty
Because
good.
I would have never left either.
But it's something that somebody with OCD that I had a really hard time asking anybody for help. So with a company like Movement, they make it so easy to have, I call them my lifelines, because I can ping, I can email, I can ask questions that to where I don't feel like, okay, stupid, why couldn't you remember that? Well, probably because you've got a binder this thick as things change. So don't be so hard on yourself. Ask the questions. Don't take it all on your own shoulders. A woman that I absolutely adored, way back when, used to say it takes a village to do alone. to help that family. We are the village. Movement is the village. There are so many different working parts. Don't take it all on yourself. Divvy it out. If you need help, if you're overstressed, if your pipeline's exploding, trust me, I know. It's okay. Ask for help. You know, don't put it all on yourself, because somebody else could answer something that you drove around and tried to find the answers for an hour, and the person in the same room might already know the answer, and you've just wasted an hour versus 5 minutes. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to let other people jump in. You know, it doesn't make you a bad processor. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you simple-minded. It just means, hey, I'm human. I need help. I don't walk on water. I'm not wow. So
I do, but you know, no, I'm just
Right,
kidding.
let me get this right. Oh, so we have Melissa and Jennifer. Which one's Thelma? Which one's Louise?
Louise,
Thelma.
You gotta help me again.
OCD. And I'm the one who is gathering stuff at the last minute,
Okay.
packing my bags out, running out the door.
So if I say Melissa and Jennifer, Thelma and Louise, do I do the order right, or is it swapped?
No.
other way
Swap.
around. So
Jennifer and Melissa.
Thelma,
Okay, thank
Melissa,
you.
and Louise.
My brain's not working fast enough. So I just wanted to say Jennifer and Melissa, Thelma and Louise, tongue-tied. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. I am not surprised about the energy that you brought to this whole conversation. And I just want to put this out there to anybody who's watching this that's in the mortgage industry. If you are in a mortgage support role, or if you're a loan officer and you want to be part of all this village, family, craziness, just group of woohoo, we would love to talk to you. Thank you guys so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you.